Hi, Greta.
Hi,
Okay, how are you doing now?
I'm good. How are
From
you?
Boleh Music. Great, great. I'm Kenny from Boleh Music, and nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you.
Okay, I have some question. I'm going to start with your new single and album, right? Frankie Cosmos. It's called A Different Talking, right? It it will release on June. If correct me if I'm wrong.
It's what?
Your new
Oh,
album will
yes.
release on June, right?
Yeah.
Maybe you can tell uh, more about this album, the different talking.
Yeah. This is our sixth studio album. It's my first one with two of my bandmates. And we recorded it ourselves, in not a studio, but in a house. And so it was a very different recording process from my previous records. And um, I think it has a couple kind of different kinds of music on it. It's not really sticking to one sound or genre, but it's connected in that we recorded it all in the same way. Um, and yeah, it's 17 songs, and uh, I'm really happy with it. I'm really proud of it, and I think it sounds really good. And yeah,
Okay, so how was the process? Maybe first you doing a workshop first, and then choose a song, which one we put in this album, and how the process.
yeah. Usually, I have like I think I sent probably like 30 or 40
Mhm.
or 50
Wow.
songs to my bandmates. Like I sent just like a bunch of demos, and everybody kind of picked out their favorites, and then we just spent time first trying to just play those with the band and try out different ways that they could be arranged. And then once we had, I think we had 23 arranged that we
Okay.
like could play live together, and then
Mhm.
and like had a vision for recording, and then we started recording. And it ended up being we ended up cutting a few, but yeah, we it was a interesting process because we hadn't,
Mhm.
as the four of us, we hadn't played more than like 10 shows together. So
Mhm.
it was kind of, while we were figuring out how to record ourselves, we were also just developing like our relationship as a band and how we work together, and living together while we were doing it. So it was kind of uh like a camp for band relations.
Oh. So so you're doing all the process in the house, and then you record it. That's that's
Yeah,
that's
all in the same place.
okay. So it must be many argument or something to do which sounds like, and which song should put in this album.
Yeah,
How was it going?
it was pretty good. I think we all there was a couple songs that that we disagreed about, which we um I mean, when you cut songs, there's always going to be somebody that is like, no, I really want that one. But um I think we pretty much agreed about which ones made sense. And ultimately, like, I I didn't want, you know, I don't know. Yeah, we just it just made sense. But yeah, it's like there's always going to be more recordings to be made and another record, so we can always revisit. I would never say like that song is never going to make it, but we'll just put it for next time. um but I think the main argument we had was about whether or not it was worth
Oh,
it to record to tape, because it was like a physical part of the recording that was
mm.
having some problems, and we were trying to decide if that was really, worth it for the process. And it ended up working out that we were able to use tape, and I think we were all glad that it worked. But it was that was the most drama, probably, was about that.
Okay. So why you give the title about the title of the album different talking? What it mean? What's the
It
meaning?
was, yeah, it came from something that my godson said, he's 3 years old, so it was just like a cute expression that he had used to describe something. Um and then my whole band started using it as sort of like slang to talk about things. So we would say it about if something was really interesting or beautiful or strange or bad or good, and we'd be like, oh, that pasta is different talking, or that guitar tone is different talking. And then yeah, when it was time to name the album, we all agreed on it. And I like that it came from a child, because I think there's kind of a naive, childish energy behind this record, because we
Mhm.
were figuring out how to record ourselves and like kind of exploring like a kid, just seeing, where the music took us. And so I like that it's got this kind of childish title too.
Okay. So Vanity is your first single for this album. Is there any reason why you choose that song as a first single to release?
Yeah, I chose it because for me, when I got the mixes back of the record and I
Mhm.
got to like play it for my friends and family, the first one that I wanted to show everybody was Vanity, because there was things about it that are different from our past records. And also, you know, I just liked it as a song, and I was like, this is the one that I'm, at that moment was feeling the most, I guess. Not it doesn't really like represent the whole album, but I thought as a first thing to show that I'm proud of, like it felt right. And so yeah, so it just was sort of naturally the first single, because it was the first one that I wanted to play
Mhm.
for people. But it was between that and the first track of the record, which I think, which is also going to be a single. But yeah, so that's kind of just why I chose it. Yeah.
Okay. So you already have any single for the next? So you're planning something like
Yeah,
to release
we're
on
working
the date?
on
Yeah.
yeah, we're working on music videos for the next couple
Okay.
singles. So there will be a couple more before it comes out. And yeah, I think that we tried to pick things that, you know, show the different kinds of sounds in the record, because it's not totally uniform. Like Vanity is the only song on the record that has electronic drums.
Mhm.
So it's kind of weird to have it be the first single, and then it makes it seem like the whole record might have electronic drums, which it doesn't. So the next song is, a really different style, I would say.
Okay. Uh, I want to know about what's the uh, difference between this album and the previous album, like before different talking. What's the big, maybe you can tell what the biggest difference in this
Yeah.
album?
I think the biggest difference is my bandmates, having two different bandmates. They both, it's the drummer and then the keyboard player, and they they both have a lot of respect for the role that they were filling. And you know they're not like doing something so uh different from the previous ones. They understand that they're like joining a band with a sound, but they did bring in their own styles and stuff. So I think there's a different band sound to the previous records. And yeah, I think there's some, yeah, I don't know, it just sounds different. I mean, it's hard for me to say. Yeah, it
Yeah,
feels
so
different.
yeah, we have to listen. I can't wait to listen this album. Uh, So it will release on June 27th, right?
Thank you.
Okay. Okay, now I want to know about. I just found out that you are a daughter of an actor, a, a big actress and a big actor. So, do you want to be? Do you have any uh, plan, or you want to be a movie star? Just
No,
like
not really. um I'm not very good at acting.
okay.
But I I like movies. I like movies and TV shows. I like watching them. I think I'm better as an audience member for those.
But you ever try
I have tried.
to?
I have a friend that made a movie last year
Mhm,
and asked me to play a very small part in it, and I did it. Um, and I don't think I'm very good at it, but it was fun, but it's not really something
mhm,
uh that I would want to do. I mean, it's a whole other job, you know. It's I think there are similarities to music, especially like, you know, being part of a creative like crew and working on something for a concentrated period of time. Like I think a movie set is probably similar to a tour in that you like will go on tour with another band and then like after you spend every day together for 3 weeks
mhm,
or something and then you don't see each other again for a
mhm,
long time. So I think people who work on movies probably have a similar experience where you feel like family with people for a very, very concentrated time that you're working together and then go work on something else.
okay. Okay, let's go back to the beginning. Why you choose the name of Frankie Cosmos as your music uh, act? Why you just use your real name, like Greta Kline? Yes, and you why you choose that Frankie Cosmos? What does it mean?
It came from, I mean, I was like 17 when I named it,
Mhm,
and you know, it's become the band name more than
mhm,
it's not like my name. It's more like when we play shows, all four of us, it's a Frankie Cosmos show, but I always wanted to have just like a different character on stage. So I wanted to have like a stage name, which is what it started as. And the Frank came from this poet, Frank O'Hara, that I really liked. And Cosmos was just about, you know, the universe. And I was
mhm.
into space and stuff. And it just made sense as the name.
Okay, okay, Greta. So Frankie Cosmos, does any plan to a tour, maybe to Indonesia or Asia?
No, no tour dates on the books right now, but we're working on it. So hopefully we can go to Asia in the next year or so. It would be really cool.
Okay, I can't wait to see your performance here.
Thank you.
Okay, Greta, thank you for your time, and it's very honored to talking with you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for your time and your questions.
Okay.
Okay.